So these two blades have been out for quite some time now, the Jike Super ZLC and the Mizutani Super ZLC, both coming in at €350. However, Butterfly released a new Super ZLC blade, which is the Harimoto Super ZLC. Now, interestingly with this blade, it's very different to the previous Super ZLC blades in that it's an Innerforce style of blade. So there's two outer plies of wood and then the Super ZLC carbon on the Harimoto. Whereas on the Jike and Mizutani line, there's one outer ply of wood and then the Super ZLC carbon, meaning that there's less wood before the carbon impact when you're playing. With the Innerforce, there's two layers of outer wood and then the carbon. So a completely new style of blade here by Butterfly. We both paired it with the Tenergy 05 on the forehand and Dignics 090 on the backhand. Let's get into it. So here we go then with the new Harimoto Innerforce Super ZLC. Now, for those that have tried the Jike Super ZLC, well no, it almost feels like you're literally playing with a sheet of carbon with no outer ply of wood. It's rapid. However, with the Harimoto Super ZLC, I was expecting somewhat of a similar feel, but was very surprised. Because of the blade has its two outer plies of wood protecting that Super ZLC layer, you do have a lot more wood feeling when compared to the Jike blade. Similar to that of a traditional Innerforce blade, but with a lot more speed and crisper contact.
Good. You know what I find interesting, right? The Super ZLC, fast, great for blocking. I'm really getting a good feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to shoot out, you know, like be really too quick.
Yeah.
And that's what I found with the Jike Super ZLC. It's like
it's very fast.
Tough for blocking. Bit like the BioLC, tough for blocking, but this actually still soaks it up.
So this Harimoto Innerforce with the Super ZLC carbon, just because it's got the two outer plies of wood, doesn't mean it's geared towards control. It's definitely not. It's more of an offensive carbon blade than a controlled one like you get with the Innerforce ALC.
Yeah.
So what really does separate these two Super ZLC blades? Well, it's the dwell and the feeling you get. So the two outer plies of wood on the Harimoto help greatly for generating spin, and this is a clear difference between the two. The Jike Super ZLC, the dwell time is very short, whereas the Harimoto Super ZLC, the dwell time is longer, so you have better feel for spin. And many times actually, me and Tom won a lot of points through spin, rather than just all out pace like you used to get with the Jike Super ZLC.
Alright guys, so here I've got the Jike Super ZLC and then the Harimoto Super ZLC. Compare the two?
Let's see.
Alright, so Jike Super ZLC first.
Ooh, nice.
It's just so fast. I can like feel that carbon hit, you know. You can hear the carbon.
Yeah, you did well to control it.
Yeah. Whereas the Harimoto version,
Let's see.
you can hear it sink in more. You just feel the ball sink into the back more.
Yeah. Again, that just comes down to what you like, your preference.
Yeah.
Some people like that feeling of it shooting off with that carbon feel. Me personally, I prefer a more dulled down feeling, like a more wood type feeling, where the carbon is like an inner carbon blade.
Yeah.
I prefer that style, and it just comes down to what you like.
Yeah. It's just funny how rapid the Jike Super ZLC is.
So quick.
It's just pure carbon, and like I said, I really thought the Harimoto Super ZLC. I was like, oh no, here we go. It's gonna be like a Jike, super quick. But it's just got a lot of feeling, and so it's nice.
Yeah, this feeling also helps with counter top spins. The arc you get is low to medium, which helps in handling incoming spin.
Whoa! What a shot! Johnny!
The advantages to an Innerforce style blade, in general when compared to a traditional outer carbon blade, is you have more feeling and forgiveness. Now this is what makes the Harimoto Super ZLC interesting, because Butterfly have combined a very fast carbon sheet inside two layers of wood. Now I'm sure you can all expect this one, but when it comes to serve and receive, the Harimoto Innerforce Super ZLC is much easier to use than the Jike Super ZLC. With the Jike blade, it pings off straight off the bat, giving you very little room for error. Whereas with the Harimoto, you are getting a good level of forgiveness, even though it's not loads, as it's still a very fast, responsive blade. So there we go guys, there was the Harimoto Innerforce Super ZLC blade review, and as I said throughout, I've got to say it's got a lot more control and feeling than I first thought, seeing that it's got the Super ZLC carbon. The two outer plies of wood really do help and give it that feeling and touch that you do need for such a fast blade. And yeah, when you go back to the Jike Super ZLC, you can really notice difference in terms of the carbon feel. It's a lot quicker. This one, the Innerforce, does have more control. All right then, so let's see how this Harimoto Super ZLC stacks up in the T2D blade ratings. So as you can see here right away, the speed is less on the Harimoto Super ZLC. The outer ply is dampening that Super ZLC carbon. Where it really separates from the Jike is the flex. The Harimoto is less stiff, coming in at 8, whereas the Jike is very hard, coming in at 5.5. Obviously, neither of these blades have amazing control, but topspins are just better with the Harimoto, simply because there's a good amount of speed, but also more forgiveness. Where I was surprised with the Harimoto Super ZLC was in its passive game, such as the blocking. You know, the outer plies provide decent feeling. This also helped in the serve and receive department, as the ball doesn't shoot off too quickly, so you don't lose out on too much touch. So there we go guys, there was a good look at the Harimoto Super ZLC. Now, as we mentioned at the start, this is Butterfly's most expensive blade out. The Super ZLC line as a whole, the Zhang, Mizutani and Harimoto, the most expensive out at €350. And I guess the question is this worth the upgrade to the regular ZLC Innerforce blades, such as the Apollonia or the Harimoto ZLC, the regular one? For me personally, I prefer the regular ZLCs. There's just more control about them. You still get good amount of speed, but with the Super ZLCs, they are at the real top end of speed and there is less control. So you do have to have good feeling and touch in comparison to the Innerforce ZLC versions. And actually I like this so much that I've started using this recently. I've got rid of my Bow LC. Bow LC, you know, it's quick in the short game, it feels great, but it is a bit fast at times. And going to something like this, the regular Innerforce ZLC, you do feel nice control around the net for the speed that you get. So yeah, I'll keep you posted how I get on with that. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you've tried a Super ZLC blade from Butterfly. Let us know what you think of it and what other rubbers and blades you'd like to see us review next. As always guys, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe. Plenty more videos coming soon. Thanks for watching.